Oh, man. I know you got a good word this morning. Good morning, Pastor Haynes.
Good morning, Ricky. Thank you for this. God is so good. I love this song because this song simply says to all of us that whenever you are going through, God is able to come through. It's good that God comes through when you're going through, because all of us go through something. We go through hell and high water. We go through adversity and attacks. We go through crises and sometimes calamities and catastrophes. All of us know what it's like to go through. Perhaps even right now, you're going through. You're in a season of going through. As a matter of fact, our entire planet is in a season of going through a crisis. But isn't it good to know that whenever you are going through, we serve a God who can come through? And that's why this song, Thank You, Jesus, for blessing me, it's basically looks in the rearview mirror to see what God has already done. Every now and then, you ought to have a throwback praise where you look at what God has done in your past, because if you know what God has done in your past, you're ready to know that God is going to come through in your present. And when you're going through, the good news is God will come through. And when God comes through with protection. So when somebody tries to come for you, they've got to go through God to get to you. And God will make sure that God prepares a table before you in the presence of folk who don't even like you, because God comes through with protection. God comes through not just with protection, but with provision, and that God knows what you need when you need it. As a matter of fact, before you need it, God is already arranging to come through for you by touching the right person at the right time who's going to do the right thing for you, even if life is going wrong. That's some good news right there. God, when I'm going through, comes through with protection. God comes through with provision, but also God comes through with peace.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
So hot and that's hot. You can catch me at the hot spot. It's the BR18.
29 minutes before the top of the hour, Hot Spot brought to you by...
Listen to the Undressing Room podcast presented by Macy's featuring L'Oreal. Log on to the undressingroompod.com for access to her personal Macy's shopping page. The Undressing Room podcast is available wherever you get your podcasts. Good morning, Brat.
Good morning, Maria. Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, everybody. I'm your girl, Brat Tat Tat, and this is the Hot Spot where we bring you music, movies, and more. So let's get off into it. Well, y'all, Diddy is looking to get a wrongful termination suit from his former nanny dismissed in court. Now, as previously reported, Raven Wells Walden sued Diddy last year, claiming that he hired her to help care for his children. Now, Walden claimed that she was hired in 2018 after Porter passed away. She claimed that she moved into Diddy's home but became pregnant in 2020, and she requested maternity leave. Well, according to Walden, the connection with the Combs family became strained when she was reportedly fired. Wells Walden said that a third party allegedly told her that she was fired because of her being a pregnant woman without being married and setting a bad example for his girls. No word on the amount of damages that Wells Walden is asking for, but I'm sure whatever it is, Diddy got it. You know what I'm saying? So he probably just is going to give her a little something to make all this go away. Don't nobody want their name tarnished and people suing for crazy stuff. Anyway, y'all, moving on, Ludacris has received his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Yeah. So during the ceremony yesterday, rapper, actor, joined by LL Cool J, Queen Latifah, Vin Diesel, and Tyrese, told the crowd, no matter what people say I can't do, I will continue to shatter those stereotypes and show people it's possible in order to make everyone who got me here proud, because you all inspire my hard work and dedication to receive this star today. I'm motivated by legacy and history, and I'm a combination of the people who showed up for me today, believing in me and pushing me to inspire me. So y'all be clapping for me all day, because I'm going to need y'all to give yourselves a round of applause, because I'm nothing without you. Oh,
I love it.
That was so nice.
Yes, sir. I vote.
I love Luda.
Yeah, man.
Congratulations to you, Ludacris. Yeah, absolutely. One of the great guys. All right, y'all, we're going to wrap up the hot spot on that note. But coming up next, we got Rock T's HBC. You know who we rapping today, Rock T?
Man, we finna holler at Langston University, man. But real quick, can we welcome comedian extraordinaire Benji Brown to the show, ladies and gentlemen?
Absolutely. What up, Benji?
What's up, Brett? What's happening?
Yay.
Rock T. What's up, man? What's up, y'all?
We're gonna be hanging out all morning long, man. So stay tuned. We got more Rickey Smiley Morning Show coming up next.
The Rickey Smiley Morning Show, baby.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
Roll Charmin Ultra Strong when you drop in the beat. It cleans with way less effort on your seat. Yeah, roll it, drop it. Yeah, roll it, drop it. Charmin flows extra strong from the road. Your butt hella clean while you're sitting on the bowl. Yeah, it's all you need for that bathroom groove. Get you in and out without nothing to prove.
Charmin Ultra Strong cleans better so you can use less. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
Are your investments going nowhere? Here's a tip that always pays big dividends. Invest in yourself, your talent, your smarts, your skills. Maybe it's time to make that investment and start a career in IT or upskill to boost your current career. At My Computer Career, you can bank on us. We'll help you get the right skills and the right certifications to start or advance your IT career. IT keeps growing, so go with the growth at My Computer Career. The right training, the right timing, the right career. Invest in you at mycomputercareer.edu. Start now.
We are making history and celebrating our history with the Urban One Podcast Network. On the next episode of the Black Health 365 podcast, Britt and Jackie welcome plastic and reconstructive surgeons, Dr. Aisha Barron and Dr. Tomi Famalusi, to discuss plastic surgery. The surgeons share the ways in which they have positively impacted the lives of their patients. The discussion will also cover the medical necessity of plastic surgery to the Brazilian butt lift and the impact of cosmetic surgery on our culture and society. To listen, go to Apple Podcasts or urbanonepodcast.com.
You liar! I believe him, yo. I don't know why, but I do.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Y'all give it up and show your love right now for comedian extraordinaire Special Case.
Special Case in the building. And since I had a week off, what's funny, Rock?
Got a little quick hand clap.
I know, right? And since I had a week off from the Royal Comedy Tour, and by the way, you can go to royalcomedytour.com and find out where we're going to be next week, Charlotte and Tampa. I had a lot of time on my hands, and when I got time on my hands, that's never good, because I got time to get with my staff and research and look things up. Today, I got some most random, useless, pointless, smartest, most necessary facts that you didn't know that you needed to know. So, Super Dave, let me hear some different music, and let's go through these facts. Did you know that no matter how hard you try, Rock T, you cannot lick your own elbow?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you cannot do it.
You cannot.
Nope.
You cannot.
I know a chick that can, but you can't.
Yes, you can. Yeah. You told me about her. Yeah, that was interesting. There's 152 people right now in the United States named LOL. Officially, that is their name.
Damn.
Did you know that squirrels cannot throw up or burp?
Really?
Really?
They cannot. Did you also know that you can draw a line 35 miles long using one pencil?
Wow.
Oh, that's interesting.
Maria, did you know that rhythm is the longest English word without a vowel? Yeah. Now, people who can't spell sitting there trying to figure that out. Try to say.
I know it's an E or A in there.
Here's one for Gary. Did you know that a human sweats around 26 gallons in bed every year? 26 gallons in your bed you sweat. That's why you need to do what? Change your sheets.
It's a nasty self.
26
I
gallons.
don't sweat, so.
Okay. The most stolen food in the world is what? Cheese.
Really?
Yep. The most stolen food in the world is cheese. That's why you see that man running out and somebody running behind him saying, hey, that's not your cheese. That's not your cheese. He's actually stealing cheese. Iceland has an incest app that stops you from hooking up with one of your cousins. They have an actual app that'll stop you from hooking up with a cousin.
They need one in West Virginia, for sure.
They don't need one. They don't want one. Did you know that surgeons who play video games at least 3 hours a week perform 27% faster and make almost 40% less errors during surgery?
I can believe it.
So if you got surgery, ask him, do he got a PlayStation or Xbox. 'Cause you gonna have better results. Rick, now we travel a lot. A man once wore 60 shirts and 9 pairs of jeans to the airport to avoid paying extra fees.
Wait a minute, how? What extra fees?
And finally, there's a company that you can pay to kidnap you. That's right. A French company offers kidnapping services. You pay them a fee, they'll come and kidnap you when you least expect it. Tie you up, blindfold you, but they won't do it immediately. They wait a period of time so that you won't remember that you paid somebody to kidnap you, so the feeling would be more realistic.
Hold it! Half man, half woman. It's Gary. I wanna hip you to the T. It's Gary, baby.
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, America. Good morning to you. It's Friday, a beautiful day in the neighborhood. And here's what's happening in celebrity news, y'all. K. Michelle, honey, speaking out, honey. She spoke out recently on the Ryan Cameron show, telling the world, y'all, that she revealed that she is not easy to work for and that she has fired over 100 assistants. She said she fired over 100, honey. She said, honey, she said one of the reasons, the last one that she recently fired, she said because they couldn't hang up 2 TVs, honey. She said they couldn't hang up 2 TVs when 6 people came out to the house. She said didn't know how to get the cords in the walls. She said 6 different people, honey, in my house didn't know how to hang a TV and wanted $2,000 a week, honey. She said, honey, I do, honey, $1,600 a week, she said. But then she went on to say, honey, that, she explained why she fired the last assistant. She said, I remember one day, she asked, can you make reservations, honey, at 5 o'clock for 4 people? She said, she come in and say, I made reservations for 4 o'clock. And she said, honey, she just went off. I mean, some people said, but it must be her. They said, you don't ask your assistants, Ricky, to hang a TV, honey. I mean, is that
No, you have to call a TV hanging company to do that.
Yeah.
Because they're not qualified to do nothing like that. They'll break the TV or hurt themselves.
Yeah, the assistant should call somebody to come do it.
Right.
Yeah, and she said, honey, she had to fire me so because they didn't know how to hang up a TV. So I'm like, my God, honey, bless her soul. I mean, 100 assistants. Who get that many assistants?
Wait a minute, who is this again?
Hey, Michelle.
Oh no, I don't think she have 100 assistants.
No, she said she had over 100.
Oh yeah, assistants. They can get the TV hung, but they can't hang up no TV now.
That's a lot of them to run through too. I mean.
Yeah, so that means who's the common denominator?
And she's probably triggered by every small mistake. That's what it sounds like. You go through that many people, it's like you're not gonna find anybody that's perfect.
Yeah, you gotta give them a chance to mess up a little bit because they gotta learn you and they gotta learn what you like and what you don't like. But if you tell somebody to make a reservation for 5 and they tell you they made it for 4, then that is something that will trigger you. Because I ain't trying to go eat at 5. I'm trying to go or whatever. I ain't trying to go eat at 4. I want to go eat at 5. So you need to not tell me that, and you need to just change it to what I want it to be. And so it's not
or
like
give me
you
some
messed
options.
up. Or try to fix it right. Or give me some options, right.
Yeah. Well, let's pray, honey.
I just love a nice, cool, calm assistant that moves
Yeah.
quickly and quietly and don't bother you too much.
Yes.
And effectively. Those be the ones that make it happen.
Yeah, but stay out of your way.
Low key, they text messages be right at the bottom, just little reminders, and they do it just right. Shout out to Angie and shout out to Sheila.
Yes, shout out to
Sheila.
Bella.
God, the
Shout
best.
out to Jesus, honey, for making it happen. All right,
That's
moving
your
on.
assistant, Gary.
Huh?
That's your assistant.
That's Jesus, baby. Jesus
He is
my
your
assistant,
doctor.
honey.
He write out all your prescriptions and give you all your medicine in your room.
In my room. Now, All right, moving on. Another celebrity news, y'all. Oh my God, y'all. Rock T, this is a very sad story, y'all. Karl Malone, did y'all hear what happened to Karl Malone, Ricky?
No, what happened?
Well, Karl Malone, honey, they were hiring him for the NBA All-Star Weekend. They wanted him to be a judge, for the NBA All-Star Weekend. But then people started saying, how dare you hire this pedophile? They started digging up his history back when he allegedly raped a 13-year-old, honey, and he was 20. And they're saying, honey, that how dare you? They said, well, we needed a recognizable name judging the NBA dunk contest because they said he was good at it. But people are saying no. They said they do not want him on there because when he allegedly impregnated a 13-year-old girl years before he made the NBA. Now, they're saying that a handful of messages didn't mince words, blasted him, y'all, for allegations that have haunted Karl Malone and his legacy all these years, y'all. Safe to say, y'all, that they say that he won't be turning into the NBA dunk contest this weekend, honey. They said they couldn't have him on there. They say Utah forcing Karl Malone on us when we know he is a pedophile is nasty work. And then some people saying that Karl Malone raped a young teen while in college, impregnated her, and then did not pay child support or largely acknowledge his sons despite being an NBA All-Star for most of his childhood. And they went on. I mean,
was all that true? So?
No,
I
it's
think
a true story.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah, he acknowledged
he did that.
That's been on his legacy for ever since he retired. Like that's been one thing why if you notice, man, you never hear his name come up in all-time greats a lot,
right?
Because of that right there, that incident.
Wow.
But did they know this when he was playing in the NBA?
That's the thing. They were saying.
Yeah, I mean the fans were cheering during. So where was all of the outrage then?
They were saying that they knew about it, but they were kind of trying to cover it up.
The R. Kelly syndrome.
Yeah, man. So I don't know. It's unfortunate though, because he was a great basketball player, but.
Who cares if they dig up your history? Ooh, Lord.
Yeah,
but they let him play, and now that he's trying to. Oh my goodness, it's so backwards.
Somebody said, Karl Malone, honey, when he finds out the 9s and 10s are the scores of the dunk contest and not the ages of the contestants.
Okay, what's the color? On that note.
The color today, honey, is one of my favorite colors. My color today, y'all, is dawn tinted. On the high end, you say dawn tinted, and on the low end, you say beautiful pink. That's your color for today, y'all.
Wow. Yeah.
I know, right? Damn, Gary, Debbie so Downer. Like, I'm depressed.
You done ruined everybody's morning.
Yeah, but people need to know this, honey. It's sad. Y'all better watch what you do because they will dig it up. I know, honey. If they find out anything about me, it's going to be sad.
Please play an upbeat song, please.
Okay.
Y'all give it up for Gary with the T.
Gary!
Kiki!
Ricky!
What's up,
y'all?
Kiki! Kiki, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing good because I still got like $200.
You feel like what?
You got leftover stimulus money?
$200 from my stimulus.
Oh, you got $600 left?
200.
Oh, 200.
How much did you?
Yeah.
How much did you get?
I got 3. They told me to wait because I can't prove my fourth child. So.
Oh, man. Who took you to get your check?
My homegirl. My homegirl, Fat Tasha.
Where's she at? Are you?
Huh?
Where is she?
We is in the car wash because she got a baby.
What's wrong, Gary?
She got a baby.
Yeah.
I'm so frustrated.
Fat Tasha, you know Fat Tasha don't ever get out the car.
I'm so frustrated. Oh, my God.
Fat Tasha, let me see the Fat Tasha.
Hold on, she washing. Hold up.
What, Rick? I'm trying to take a bath.
Fat Tasha, where y'all going? Where you taking?
Get my arm.
Girl, wash yourself. She getting water on me. She getting water on me.
Fat Tasha, why you want to just go home and take a bath? Why you taking a bath in the car wash, Fat Tasha?
It's easy this way, Ricky. Dang, I can't get out the PT Cruiser. It's so comfortable sitting down because I ain't got no bench for my shower. So it's so comfortable sitting down.
You just ride through and let the windows down?
I'm drowning. Somebody help me. I need a life jacket.
So, Fat Tasha, how many errands you ran yesterday? Because you never get out of your car. I mean, and you and Kiki running errands. What errands did you run yesterday, and where you and Kiki going this morning, Fat Tasha?
Well, if the car wash looked like it broke, man, if I can get out of here, I can get Kiki to the WIC. She got a WIC appointment.
Which I'm not going to make.
And yesterday I took my cousin to Nassau, and so.
Wait a minute, y'all went to Nassau, Bahamas?
Yeah, I drove to Nassau, and so that took all day.
And a PT Cruiser?
Yes, it float. Damn, you act like you never had nobody. You act like you never had no damn body drive. You to the Bahamas.
Fat Tasha, how you your PT crew? I didn't know PT cruises float.
Yeah, you just got to let the airbags out, and then the car won't go under the water. She act like she never felt no water in this damn car. That's why this car wash pissed it off. But yeah, I drove to the Bahamas and I'm supposed to circle back because some people I met over there want me to bring them over to Florida, so I'm gonna go over there.
So you had to bring some people from Nassau back to Florida?
They got gas money. I drive them. I drive them. I drive them.
Why you breathing so hard?
Don't say that no more. Don't say that no more.
I drive them.
Fantastic. Yeah. All right, Fantastic. Make sure you put your seatbelt on and you and Kiki be safe.
Stop breathing so hard.
Look at the glove compartment, Kiki. Get the dish detergent.
So, Fantastic, if anybody needs transportation, how do they reach you, Fantastic?
Just look for my license plate, PHATTTT. A great PT crew. I drive.
Black Tony, where you at?
I'm still at the crib, son. I ain't gonna lie to you, but I'm still at the house, y'all. I had a little situation come
bro,
up.
You can't come, bro.
Look, I promise you, you know what, bud? I promise you. You know how you promise folks something, and you really mean it from the bottom of your heart, bud. Like, well, I promised you yesterday I was gonna be the other day.
Yeah.
So I mean it from the bottom of my heart. So I had every intent of being the other day.
What happened?
But then something happened. So something always happen. You know what I'm saying? Cause you know what I'm saying?
Can I ask you a question, Black Tony? Do you think that this job is for you?
Yeah, I believe in my dream job. So they're my soulmate job. Like, for real, so I believe that everything in my heart. I talked to my pastor. He told me the same thing. He said, this your job. This job will cut out for you. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, you know what I'm saying? That's why I love my boss man so much. Because Rickey Smiley, you the best boss man in the world. I just want to say this, you've been so good in my life. I just appreciate everything you do, cuz like, I just love and respect you so much. You know what I'm saying? And that's on some real man stuff right there, but I mean, for real.
Yeah,
anyway.
I mean, I appreciate the passion, and I appreciate you being humble and thankful for the opportunity to work.
I think, Shawty, you know what I did last night, Shawty? I thank God for you in my life, Shawty.
So when you were praying, what did you tell God, Black Tony?
I said, God, I just want you to thank Rickey Smiley for being in my life, Shawty. Just thank him for putting him in place to look out for me and make sure I'm straight, get me out of jail and all that kind of stuff, and give me a second chance. I was on probation and all that. But all that, saying all that to say this, Shawty.
Don't fall for it, dog.
I ain't gonna make it today, cause
What happened?
You know what, Odin? I got so caught up in thanking you for being a part of my life, I forgot what I was gonna tell you why I wasn't gonna be though.
Hold it! He's half man, half woman. It's Gary. I wanna hip you to the T. It's Gary, baby.
Gary has the tea and the color of the day. What up, Gary?
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, America. Good morning to you. And here's what's happening in celebrity news, y'all. A musician called Love Benji, y'all, has made a shocking public claim, y'all, that he is the biological son, y'all, of LL Cool J and that, honey, he has been hidden, y'all, from the public eye for years. Now, he said, quote, "It takes a lot of courage for me to be able to talk about this now at the age that I am." He said, "They made me sign the paperwork." He said, they didn't want it to go public. He said, "This is probably around COVID." He said, "They wanted to silence me. But ever since my mother really told me the truth," he said, "I feel like it should be public. Now that I need to just get this off of my chest," he said, "I want to give thanks to this young man, too," he said on Instagram. Now, he claimed, y'all, that even though the rapper allegedly knew that he was his son, he said he blocked him on social media, y'all, and didn't want anything to do with him, y'all. He said James Todd Smith, which is LL Cool J, is is definitely his father. He said he always used to try to go on trips to see him, y'all, and his beautiful wife, his siblings, brothers and sisters. He said, but he never knew why I wanted to make music. He said, because why I wanted to be an actor. He said, why I wanted to do these things. He said, because, hell, you LL Cool J, you are definitely my father and stuff like that. Now, he also said his name is Love Benji. He's claiming, y'all, that the rapper would send him money, but not enough money, Ricky, y'all, he said, to live a lavish life. He said he barely even had enough, y'all, to cover the essentials. He said, I'm thankful that he'll send me, every now and then, probably $200 a month. He said, but it ain't about the money. He said, he blessed me with the charm, the ladies, the charisma. He said, I really want to take it here and have the blogs blow it up or nothing like that, he said. So he just didn't want that. But this boy looks just like LL Cool J.
He does, just like him.
Oh, my God, honey. Bless
him. Spit him out.
Yes, Lord, honey. I mean, how could that happen? I mean, I guess, maybe LL and his mom allegedly probably had a relationship back when they were young and stuff.
Well, LL been famous and he been hot since he was 16 years old. So,
yeah,
there's a lot going on.
He just doesn't seem like the type of person to deny a child to me, but the boy looked just like him. That's odd.
Yeah, he looked.
And he said he didn't send him nothing?
He said he would give him $200 every now and then or whatever he would do it. So, but he bless his
But never spent no time together or did anything together?
Never spent time together, according to the story. And he said he just wanted to meet him or whatever, but I'm sure he's going to meet him now then, since he didn't put this out there, and he looked just like him. So, I mean, even though, that
And how old is the kid?
He didn't. I think he probably like in his 30s, his late 30s.
Yeah.
So,
I think at that point I would be like, I'm cool.
You ask for just meet him, like I don't want to meet you after all, what have you.
It ain't even about meeting. I just keep it moving because apparently you don't want me in your life because fathers go out and seek their kids, the ones that really care about, because that kid is just as much yours as it is the mother's, regardless of how they got here or what the relationship was. You know what I'm saying? If he your seed, that's just a natural instinct that you're going to have. But, I mean, to each his own.
Yeah. I often wonder about it. How could a person have a child and be walking around on earth with a child and you know you have a child and don't do nothing with him?
Ain't no damn way. Ain't no way. I'm talking about ain't no, Gary, I swear. It's like a damn lion and a bear can't drive a car, read or write, and got sense enough to care for their young. And you're a human being, you can read, write, drive a car, and get to do all this stuff, and you got somebody that came from your body that looked just like you and you don't have nothing to do with it. It says a lot about you as a person. Now, I don't know what the other side and the back side story is, but I mean, I have sat up here, and Gary, you done seen it because you done helped me.
Yeah.
I done seen kids that didn't have a father, or a father died and lost a father, and we done took all them kids in and raised them and put them through college because you had to babysit half of them. And I know it got on your nerve, and I really appreciate the help. But, Gary, I swear, I cannot stand to see a child sit on the front row with their dad in that casket up there and just not be nothing to the child. We raised a whole bunch of them because, man, my heart is just a deep, deep, deep father instinct that I have because I did not have a father, and I know what it feels like not to have one. And I just tried to fill in the gap as much as I can wherever I could.
And
be
you
an
do a
uncle,
good job
be something.
at it. So.
I tried.
Yeah,
but that's sad, man, to know that, Gary. I don't understand it.
I don't understand it.
Gary, I done seen you take your nephews, and you part of the LGBT community, and seen you sit up in the barbershop on Saturdays with your nephews getting them a haircut.
Oh, yes, and I just had a nephew here this past weekend, and I bought him a little crossbody. He wanted a man bag. So I bought him a man bag, too. So
don't do it. Take him out there, put him on the football team.
Moving on in other celebrity news, Ricky, y'all. Speaking of babies, y'all, the Brat, honey, our very own the Brat announced that she is pregnant, and she's welcoming the child with her wife, Miss Jessie Judy Harris DuPont, y'all. And here's what she said about this yesterday.
What is this? What is... Oh, my gosh. This is... I'm going to be an auntie. Oh, my gosh.
Yes, honey. Brad 48 and Judy 41, honey. She told us that she said, honey, she would have never thought, honey, that she was going to have kids. She said, I thought it wasn't in the cards for me. She said, I had a great career, a full life. And she said, I felt like because I didn't get pregnant early on, then, honey, it just wasn't going to happen to her and what have you. And she also went on to say that, she went back and forth with her wife. They went back and forth, honey, battling about, should she or shouldn't she, whatever. But now, honey, she is definitely pregnant. She said, honey, I was like, nothing going to come out of me, honey. She said, honey, and they had that little tug of war in the beginning. She said, but it felt like she should have the experience. So, now she's definitely going to have that experience. And congratulations to Brad. And I read somewhere, and I'm sure she's going to talk about it later, that she's craving ribs and cake icing.
I bet.
Ribs dipped in cake icing. I'm like, huh? Maria, what you crave?
Congratulations.
Yes,
congratulations.
absolutely.
I hope she have a wonderful, awesome, safe pregnancy. Especially Maria. Now, when they at Brant's age, is that high risk, or what do you know about that?
I mean, it is. I mean, the older you get, that's just like a general medical standard. But they have some great doctors, and they plan things out. And she's in her second trimester, so that first trimester is a little, scary. That's why a lot of folks wait until they're at a certain time in their pregnancy before they announce it to everyone. So she just got to make sure she take care of herself, and we'll be feeding her fruit and giving her foot rubs in the studio. I'm just joking, but
right,
just giving her good energy.
But Ricky, wasn't Sarah 80?
Sarah was 80 when she had her baby.
She got some help from the Holy Ghost, so that's a different story.
Right.
The color today, honey, is one of my favorite colors. My color today, y'all, is suit. On the high end, you say suit, and on the low end, you say beautiful ash. That's your color for today.
All right, thank you, Gary. We appreciate that. Y'all give it up for Gary with the T.
Did you see that post?
People are talking.
Here's what's trending on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
In today's What's Trending, a man in China went to the extreme to get his woman back after she dumped him. So the day question is, what is the craziest thing you ever did for love? Hit us up at 866-9RICKEY.
Well, a man in China, y'all, has gone viral on social media for spending the entire night kneeling in the rain to beg his ex-lover to take him back. Now, according to Yahoo News, the unidentified man spent 21 hours on his knees with a bouquet of flowers outside his ex-girlfriend's house from 1 p.m. to 10 a.m., y'all, the next day.
Oh, my gosh, Brad. It was so sad. People were walking by begging him to get up. Now, others were begging his ex to take him back. It was just so hard to watch. Now, when officers approached him, the man reportedly asked, "Is it illegal for me to kneel down here? If it's not illegal, please leave me alone." Now, the entire time he was out there, y'all, in the rain, his ex-girlfriend was nowhere to be seen.
Oh,
Father
man.
God.
Father
God.
She didn't even know.
Father God.
What did he do, though? Ooh.
It don't matter, but you got there on your knees begging like that. Bruh.
Ooh, I've been there when I was in my
that mean you really
when I was in my 20, when I was like 21, 22. I've been there. I sat in the bushes all night.
You said where all night?
I sat in the bushes. I mean, the statute of limitations is up on this with my baby mama. He's 34 now. It don't matter. Look, I sat in the bushes all night because she told me she was that she wasn't with this dude, and I wanted to see if she really had went out with this dude. And we had broke up, but I sat in the bushes all night outside her apartment to see. And she pulled up with the dude, and he was in there for about 2 hours. And left out when the sun came up.
So you stayed outside in the bushes while dude inside, while he in that beat.
What? I can see the building moving. Hey, Rick, I can see the building shaking.
Dog, did he beat, though?
Hey, man. I'm in the bushes weeping softly.
And then you can hear, you can feel the vibration coming through the brick while you outside in the bushes. And he in there killing your girl. Boy, I would have.
Oh, man.
Probably should just read her some poetry, that's all.
But I was young, though, so it is what it is. We all was lame at one time. Hey, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, dog, what was you outside of her window?
I was in the bushes because I was hiding. I didn't want her to see that I was out there.
But when he went in there for 2 hours, tell us, what did you hear?
I was kind of like, I didn't want to go by the window because I didn't really want to hear anything. I just wanted to verify that he was there so I could confront her when he left and say, see, you lied to me.
Okay, when you can't hear it, he got his foot on her neck.
Oh.
Yeah.
I kind of could see that window shaking, though.
Put that pillow up against her face.
Suffocation, what?
Okay, does anyone else have something to contribute to this conversation? Let's
put mine
just
out
move
there.
on from
I
that.
put
What
mine
about
out
you,
there.
Gary?
Oh, no, honey, I ain't
Have you
never
ever done
been in
something
love.
crazy
no,
for love?
ma'am.
Gary,
no, ma'am.
please.
No, I've never been in
You
love.
done told
honey.
us stories.
You went through the dude phone.
But that wasn't no love. Well, I guess that was love.
The reunion tower in Dallas. You went through the dude phone when he went to the bathroom.
Yeah. I just found the number. Mm-hmm.
Is that the one who smacked
And then you went over the dude to the other to the house where the other person
to
stayed.
see who was gonna answer the door.
Yeah.
Oh, was that for love? I know that was for love. I just was being curious, honey.
Nah,
But
it's
anyway,
being crazy. That's what that is.
Go on.
Who came to the door, Gary?
She did.
Yep.
What she had on when she came to the door?
She had a regular outfit, but I
She
just
looked better than you.
No,
She looked
that's why
better
I was
than you.
happy. In my head, I'm like, girl, she ain't cute. So, honey, it didn't matter, honey. I'm like, girl, you can have it.
Was it
Don't that make it worse, though, when
No.
she don't look better than you?
No, it don't make it better because I'm like, you leaving me for this? So,
Rock, what did you do for love, Rock?
Man, listen, this may sound crazy, but going grocery shopping with Crystal is like that. Because she take all day in the doggone store, and she want me to come with her. Just come with. I don't want to go. You're going to be there for 3 hours.
What, reading the labels and the
She
ingredients?
one of those,
Every aisle.
She goes to every aisle. She got to take her time. It's like, man, come on. I'll meet you at the crib. That's love right there, dog.
is that what
Maria?
that is?
Yeah, I may have driven past the house in circles, maybe like 37 times, just to see if the light was on.
Maria, you got that crazy suck.
Jumped over the fence and went round the back,
Yeah.
Hey, comedian Sir, y'all know comedian Sir Walt that live in Birmingham, my homeboy.
Yeah.
Yes.
He said he came outside to his house. His girl was getting ready to go to work. He said his girl was sitting in this car. And he asked her, he said, "This how you get in my car?" She said, "Through the engine." Oh, damn.
Wow.
What have you done, Rick?
Yeah, Rick.
Me?
Yeah, what you
I walked home from a chick's house from all the way across town, put my life on. I had to go through 2 projects to get home. Yes, sir. I did some walking, and then I had them little shoes on that I had bought from Journeys. Remember Journeys back in the day?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, the Miami Vice shoes from Journey. I thought I was sharp. Stayed over there too late and had to walk home at 11 o'clock. And I didn't get home till like 2:30. My grandmama had that hook on that screen, though, so that means you can't use your door key. When your grandmama put that hook on that screen, though, then you have to take your key and punch a little hole in the screen and stick your finger in there and take that hook off that door. Then she wake up and how you get in my damn house? How you get in my house? Then you put a cotton ball in the screen to the housing authority come and replace the screen on the screen.
Cotton ball.
That's real quick. Did you do anything crazy for love?
Well, yeah. My wife now had given up on I guess seeking after me or whatever, and she said she came to Atlanta a couple times, and I ghosted her. So she ended up moving on without telling me. So I stalked her Instagram for probably like a year because she had ended up getting a boyfriend. So I stalked her Instagram for like a year and waited for them to break up, and then I was back in her DMs like, "Hey, how you doing? You okay?" And then that's how we ended up getting back together because she had left me alone, child. I wouldn't have had the blessing I got now if I would have gave up. You don't give up on something you want.
But
That's
Dave,
right.
get that Freddie Jackson. We're gonna play just a snippet of Freddie Jackson. Have you ever loved somebody?
Yeah.
Somebody. Ooh, yeah.
Somebody love you?
Yes, sir. Let's go to the phone. What have you done for love? Good morning.
Okay, the craziest thing I done for love was I drove from Los Angeles, California to Winston-Salem, North Carolina to take the girl out on a date. Now, when I got there, I liked her, and I asked her to come back with me, and we got married, and that was 20 years ago.
The craziest thing I did for love is writing over 1,000 letters, trying to show and prove my love.
I went and registered to vote when I was 21 to talk to an older woman. She's 14 years older than me. She told me I had to go register to vote in order for her to talk to me, and I'm still with her today.
When I was 19 and crazy, I jumped on the hood of his car, rode it all the way to another town just to go with him. Yeah. Girl, I'm 57 now. I don't do that no more.
Yeah, I done did the hood on the car thing before. Okay, I definitely. I went to Columbus, Ohio. I flew all the way up there to see a chick. and I was staying in her apartment. She ghosted me, like she left me up in her apartment, was gone.
Wow.
And I got on up and got away to the airport and got on out and never spoke to her again. Yeah, man, we did some crazy stuff. Hey, if you couldn't get through, hit us up on our Facebook page. I don't think nothing I think who had the worst story on here today? What was the worst? Yeah, Special K hiding in the bushes.
Hiding in the bushes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Hiding in the bushes. And that dude was in there. Did you time it? It was like exactly 2 hours.
It was about 2 hours because they had left the club probably about 3 something, and when he left, the sun was coming up. And he looked happy. He looked happy when he was walking to his car.
Was he staggering when he went out to the car?
He was good. He probably took a shower and
was the shirt tucked
everything.
in? Was the shirt tucked in?
Nah, I just went to the door and banged on it and told her I know what you were doing.
And what she say?
Ann? She said, "Ann."
And so, at what point did you give up on? Like, I'm done.
When my son was about 5.
Man, bye. More Rickey Smiley Morning Show coming up.
Good morning.
Hey, Miss Bert, what up? How you feeling, Miss Bert?
I do pretty good. How you this morning?
Just another day that the Lord has kept me.
Thank you, Lord.
He done woke me up and closed in my right mind, Miss Bert.
You got the chance to do it another day, don't you?
Yes, sir. Miss Bert, you got to sign me up for the Christian Jubilee, Brat.
How you doing, Miss Bert?
I'm doing pretty good. How you this morning?
I'm good. Did you cook any breakfast this morning?
I ain't eat too much this morning. I had a little leftover from yesterday. So the
what you
doctor
had?
told me to eat light. So I eat a whole lot this morning, but I had me a little greens and cornbread, little chicken and rice and bacon I put on the side and some barbecue ribs from yesterday. But I ain't eat too much.
I ain't too much.
You told the doctor. You said the doctor said don't eat too much, so you just had a little leftover from yesterday.
He told me to push back for the table.
And so what was that again? Your greens and what?
Little greens and cornbread, a little rice, and a little bacon I cooked on the side, and some barbecue ribs, you know. Not too much.
So what's
I'm trying to eat light.
And you know, Miss Bert eat on the side of the bed, Brad. She be watching TV.
Yes.
With my plate up to my chin, you got to eat good.
Right.
Yes. You don't want to drop none.
Because the plate ain't on your chin, it ain't no good food.
I know that's right.
Now, Miss Bert, what are you watching on TV these days? Because, you know, they're trying to get rid of some of these old shows that you like.
Right. They take everything out. But, you know, I like to look at that old housewives stuff. Now, I've been looking at those girls who skate stuff on TV, too.
Oh.
Wait a minute, what show she said, Brett?
Escape. You be watching Escape, Miss Bert?
That girl had me tuned in watching them. They like they got the fight.
What's your favorite song by Escape, Miss Bert?
You know, I like that understanding by Escape. You know, I tapped it into it here one time and sung it at the church.
What it sound like, Miss Bert? What it sound like?
Understanding. Thank you, Lord. The real time they want me to sing it every Sunday, but he called me up to do it no more since that one time.
That's the only part of the song you know, Miss Bert.
That's the only part you know.
Understanding.
You wait for the rest of it.
Woo! She didn't say what I need from you. She just said what. Just the last part.
Right.
Yeah. Now, who is your favorite member of the group Escape, Miss Bert?
I love that girl Candy now, because that girl know what she be talking about when she get to talking now.
Which one?
Candy.
Oh, you like? Yeah, Candy.
Like the candy, like the peppermint.
Yeah. Now you know she on Housewives and she's in the group Escape.
I be watching now, look, because you don't have that going on. They have me on the edge of my seat.
Yeah. Now you know they on tour with another group called SWV.
I like them girls too. They sang, you know, I wrote stuff down. They was in the test with me.
Yeah, now what's your favorite song by SWV, Miss Bert?
Now, I don't listen not too much. I listen to Escape now, but those girls got some good hits, too. But, you know, they sung. I don't want to talk their mama them how to sing.
Right. Oh, okay. You talking about Escape?
Nah, SWV.
Yeah, SWV.
They mama them how to sing.
Now, what's your favorite song that they sung that stay in your spirit?
With the SWV?
Yeah.
Now, with SWV, now I put them girls on. I like to listen to Week. I so into you. I listen to them too, but you know, they music a little tight, so I just try to listen to him.
Yeah, you said, you're talking that I'm so into you.
It was too fast, because I tried to turn that to him too, but they carried on too fast for me.
Yeah.
I could never get on beat with the man.
Well, Miss Bert, it's always good talking to you, and we're so happy to have you on the show. You want a Brat? Brat, you always asking about Miss Bert. Call Miss Bert and check on her sometime. She her grandson texted me and said, Brat she ain't heard from you in a minute. So Brat, you got to check on Miss Bert.
I do it, Carl. I don't be doing nothing but sitting here watching these stories and then everybody business.
Right.
I do better, Miss Bert. I do better.
Miss Bert, let everybody know how you can be reached.
All they got to do is go on the internet and look up the Will K Show. When they see I know you right, we're in the right place.
There it is. Y'all give it up and show your love one time for the one and only Miss Bert. All right, y'all, more Rickey Smiley Morning Show coming up.
Fix it, Jesus. Fix it, Jesus.
Twan 360.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. It is about that time for another segment of Fix It Jesus with the one and only Twan 360. Twan, what up?
Ricky, good morning. In today's Fix It Jesus, an unidentified pastor allegedly admits to doing some ungodly things at a local hotel. Pastor says that God has given him a fresh start and no one has room to judge, as we've all done things that we're not proud of. Ricky, he went on to claim that you can't preach deliverance and not believe it. Fix it, Jesus.
Ain't no need of you being judgmental. All of us done something. Yes, I smoked. Yes, I drunk alcohol. Yes, I was in this hotel and that hotel trying to find me some motel. But the Lord, I wish I had, don't y'all get deep in here. The Lord changed my life. Yes, I was a wretch undone, but now I'm qualified.
Amen.
I went to that hotel, in this hotel, chasing some motel. Come on now. That's a word right there. Yeah, but he'll change it. He'll do one he do it. One he do it rock T.
He said, don't y'all get quiet over now. That was one of them Randy Watson moments. Sexual chocolate.
I went to this motel, that hotel, chasing motel. I like that.
Screaming.
Like that right there. Hey, Twan, if everybody want to see that video, how can they find it?
Head right over to my Instagram page right now at Twan the Don.
All right, y'all. Let's go. Give it up for Twan.
Twan the Diggity.
Our next guest is a hip-hop legend. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all please welcome Grammy Award winner, actor, and activist Michael Render, also better known as Killer Mike.
They got to add an Emmy to that. I just won an Emmy a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, congratulations to that, man.
That's big. Yeah, man, I know, because it's a lady that hates me. Like, she absolutely hates me, and she's Emmy nominated, and you know, you got to let God fight your battles. I didn't say nothing back to her. I just blocked her, and I prayed for her. And then God gave me an Emmy, and then I'm going to unblock her and send her a
Come
picture.
on, man. So
That's
she
right.
can see
Yeah.
it.
God fight my battles, baby. You won't take me down. Yes, Jesus loves me.
Come on now.
Mike. Emmy nominated, arguing with a Grammy winner. So God sent me an Emmy too. I know you hear me because you're black.
Let it loose, Mike. Let it
black,
loose.
but yeah, I know you hear me.
Come on,
man, because I would shuck and jive for who she wanted me to shuck and jive for.
Oh.
Yeah, I had somebody else I wanted to shuck and jive for.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Folk be funny, man, about politics. Black folk, we still black now. No matter what we think, we still got to go home and love each other.
Absolutely. And congratulations on your new album titled Michael. It's been 10 years since your last studio album. Tell us, just tell us how I feel and tell us about the new album.
Man, it feels great having the best rap album, the best album you're going to hear this year. It is for black and working class. It is a representation of black and working class men and the women who love them. I was greatly affected by my mother who had me as a teen, her mother and father who raised me, the community called the Collier Heights, Adamsville community I was raised in.
Yeah.
And Atlanta has a unique story. Black kids grow up empowered here. They grow up with high schools named for their heroes. They grow up knowing that if they perform well and work for excellence and not just average, that great things will happen. And I realized that just wasn't the story nationally or even globally of our people. So my story was a unique one. So I wanted to make sure that people understood that this little buck teeth, horns and the halos, chubby little kid on the album cover decided he was going to be a rapper. And along with making that happen along the way, the journey and people that poured into him is an amazing story. So if you ever want to be hope filled and you want to return to the church how I have in terms of music and methodology, this is an album you want to be playing.
I love that. I love that. And Killer Mike, one of the many things that I love about the work that you do is your awareness of our power as black people, especially when it comes to entrepreneurship.
Yep.
So in an age where so many of us find value in affiliation, what can we do to shift our perspective about ownership versus affiliation?
Man, I'm going to tell you this because, I know it's a lot of people charging you a lot of money to be your mentors online. Mentors don't charge. Consultants do. And if you get a consultant, you better get some results at the end of your tenure. I am why I am in terms of independence and in terms of being financially taking care of yourself and your coin because my great-grandparents, who I knew I got the deed a few weeks ago that my great-grandparents signed in 1948 for the 30-something acre farm that we still own, that we still have in my family today. The houses that my grandparents own, we still own. I just bought my daughter a house in the same community, and I say that because as a working person, as an average person, your first and greatest piece of wealth is going to be home ownership. And we need to be fixing ourselves, especially if I'm thinking hyper locally on Atlanta's west side. People need to be repatriating Atlanta's west side. As people come here and move from other places, they're going to say, wow, I want to live there. You should be living there. I talked to a man on Edgewood Avenue where I own a business. Mr. John said, years from now, they're going to come tell you white folks took all this from us.
Wow.
And that's not true. And you stand up in a room and you tell them that the people who own these businesses, their children thought that they had outgrown them and become better than them. And they sold for cheap. And that hit me. And it helped me understand that what my great-grandparents did can only be honored if I take care of that land. What my grandparents worked for can only be honored if I take care of those homes. And what I'm trying to leave for my grandchildren is a legacy through home ownership, real estate development, business, like Bankhead Seafoods, things like Greenwood in terms of just being financially taking care of oneself. So I'm trying to leave a legacy that'll inspire my grandchildren and great-grandchildren to do the same thing my great-grandparents inspired me to do.
Wow, that's inspiring.
Wow. That's shouts out Tuskegee, Alabama.
Come on now.
And what are your thoughts on yesterday's on the reversal of affirmative action?
I don't have any thoughts. I'm just staying out of white folk business. I don't have no thoughts. I wish Ruth Ginsburg would have retired. Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I wish she would have retired and someone. Unfortunately, she did not. And the guy we got in there, Clarence, didn't think. Walt T. Williams was interesting too. Walt T. Williams was a black economist who was a conservative. He was about segregation on one issue. He believed you should be married a black woman. He was like, don't be marrying outside your race. But he also benefited from affirmative action through the GI Bill, but he overall was not a supporter of it. So we'll see how it goes. I don't really know what's going to happen next. I know in the past, during the 90s, when black speakers would speak to us, they would say the number one people that had profited from affirmative action was white women. Yeah. That was always a mythology that was held. So, if it's truly been taken away, does it truly hurt us? How much truly hurt us? Will it now send that talent that we were sending to MITs and Harvards and Yale? Will it now send it back to Morehouse, Spelman, Howard, Hampton? So we have to, there's a folklore that says a farmer, one of his animals died. And they said, well, that's so bad. I said, well, I don't know if it's good or bad. And then his son got handicapped trying to handle, and they said, well, is that good or bad? Well, his son could have got sent to war, but because he's handicapped, he didn't. His son got to stay home. So we don't know if it's good or bad yet. What I know is black people have always managed to excel in spite of the obstacles. So I want to tell black children out there, at the same time affirmative action is being taken away nationally, in Georgia, your Republican governor, who a lot of us didn't vote for, a lot of us didn't like, he just brought back the Hope Scholarship where you can get your tuition taken care of. So study.
My child took advantage
get
of that.
Good grades.
Yep.
Take your butt to a state school for free because of your brain capacity. So there's always find a way or make a way.
Yeah.
There's always some wiggle room in there for us. So although I'm never happy to see things that advance us reverse, the question becomes, did it really advance us according to our leaders? Because they said white women profited more. The question becomes, based on self-reliance and hard work, do our children have a shot? Well, with the return of the Hope Scholarship, our children do have a shot. You know, so we have, there are no friends in politics. They're only allies, and allies are not permanent. They're temporary. So, you know, on one hand, I'm very sad to see something go that has helped some of us, even the people who voted against it, and Mr. Thomas, but I'm also very sad to see something return, even if it's under a Republican tenure, like the Georgia Hope Scholarship, because it gives opportunity to so many brilliant children who go into public schools to have an opportunity to go to state schools for free.
Yeah, and I love how you're willing to cross party lines, because you actually sat down and had a conversation with the governor of
conversation with anybody
if it benefits black people.
I talked to Antonio Lewis. I'm not even in his district, but he's a city council person that's active. I talked to him. I make sure I talk to Byron. I make sure I talk to Michael Julian Bond. I make sure I talk to our mayor. I talk to Courtney, who's next to him. I talk to Obi. And I talk to the governor as well. Any time my tax dollars are going out, then I have to advocate. I advocated against the gang enhancement rule. The governor gave me seating with his staff. There was one brother from his staff in the room afterwards. The brother said, hey, man, you made a hell of a presentation. You know, you really gave time. Now, unfortunately, the governor did sign it. And we see that rule, to me, is not going to be good for young boys who made the mishap of joining gangs. But pivoted right to prosecutors to say, hey, prosecutors, you don't have to pick this up as an option. So whereas in I win some, I lose some, you know, and that's like that on every level. There are things in the city I want to see. Sometimes the city council and mayor's like, okay, we see it. Sometimes they shrug their shoulders and say, we're not going for that one. So I just try my best to be a constituent that's involved. Whoever wins the office, the next day I want to have conversation and audience with them.
Yeah, man, talk about setting an example. Thank you so much for that.
Man.
Yes.
I mean, man, at least you're doing something. You're actively out here doing something. You're not just talking.
I want to be smoking weed, hanging in the blue fly. Man. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie. Y'all know I want to
work though, Mike.
Yeah, man. But Miss Betty, man, Miss Betty Cluntz, my grandmother. She from the time I was 5 years old, we worked Andy's campaign. She kept me, and to this day, my sister's now on election day. Hey, you up yet? Have you went and voted? You know, you have to. And for me, it's about what my grandmother have done, and am I leading a life she would have been proud of?
Wow.
So in matters of staying politically active, that is definitely because of Betty.
Yeah, and that's how we honor our ancestors.
Yeah,
absolutely, man. Hey, and here's your new single right here, Don't Let the Devil. Y'all give it up and show your, hey, real quick, let everybody know how they can follow you.
Well, man, just Killer Mike on all social platforms. This Don't Let the Devil is off the Michael album. It's me and LP, but I encourage y'all to listen to that Scientists and Engineers as well with me, Dre, and Future. I think that's the one the public is calling to get on radio. And we got a clean version if y'all want it, so I'll make sure y'all get it sooner than later.
There it is, y'all. One time for Killer Mike.
Killer Mike.
Let's go.
The hot spot.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
So hot and that's hot. You can catch me at the hot spot. It's the BR18.
All right, Rickey Smiley Morning Show 29 before the top of the hour. Time for the hot spot. What up, Brat?
What up, Ricky? Good morning, everybody. I'm your girl, Brat Tat Tat, and this is the hot spot where we bring you music, movies, and more. So let's get off into it. Oh, man, y'all. Toni Braxton has revealed that she had heart surgery due to a complication from lupus. Now, during a recent interview with People, the singer who has systemic lupus said that she underwent heart surgery in September after doctors discovered that her left main coronary artery was 80% blocked and told her she was at risk of having a massive heart attack. Oh my goodness, Toni admitted that she keeps up with her regular urine and blood tests, but admits she put off her test last year. She explained, I was in shock. I remember that day because my chest was often aching, just hurting, and I thought I was just sad because unfortunately my sister Tracy Braxton, oh my goodness, my thing just disappeared. But unfortunately my sister Tracy Braxton, had passed away. Yeah,
and I have to say that's my really, really good friend, and she never complained of anything. Like, hell, she be calling, checking on other folks.
I know.
Always calling, checking on folks, seeing how folks doing and stuff, and just sweet as she could be. Yeah. And I think, my only concern was
we have some conversations about how she's handling COVID, trying not to catch COVID because she got pre-existing conditions with lupus and stuff like that, man. But I had no idea. I'm about to text right now.
Yeah, text her, check on her, because I know Mama Braxton, she had a birthday party and all the sisters were there except Tony, so maybe she was going through that at the time. You know, they're really private, so. But still,
but when I tell you somebody that's just sweet. And genuine and sincere and loving, like like the sister you never had, like you know absolutely. What I'm saying? All of them.
Yep, they are. They are. That's that Mama
Especially
Braxton.
Mama Braxton.
Yes.
I'm gonna give you a testimony. On my way to Brandon's funeral, I was on the phone with Portia and Mama Braxton, and Mama Braxton got to talking to me and gave me some encouraging words that had me strong. What? You want to know why I was strong that day? That was Mama Braxton on the phone with me. Let me tell you something, son.
Yep.
And just
I think Portia called me to get it to you, to get Mama Braxton to you.
Yeah.
Because she was looking for you. Yes,
man,
she was.
I really appreciate them and their family. I absolutely love all of them. They're sweet as they could be, and they good. They are church folks.
Oh yeah.
See, when you see the Braxton, you thinking about singing and all that stuff. No, them church folks.
Yes.
Tony started out playing the organ at her church. Or whatever. So those are good old church folks. I love them. I hate she's going through that.
Me too. She said she thought she was just going through it because her sister had passed away, and she said, "Wow, I'm really aching in my heart for my sister." And come to find out, of course, I was sad about my sister, but I also had underlying health issues. She went on to say, "Quote: It was my body talking to me, telling me something's not right." Tony said she underwent surgery 2 days later, and it was really a scary moment. She said, had she not gotten that test, her life would have been different. Oh, that's scary.
That's why we got to go to the doctor and get comprehensive exam. Not exam. Comprehensive, where they taking blood, where they put that sonar and check your organs and your liver and your kidneys.
Where you go through that machine, your whole body go through the machine.
And then you can't eat, and you got to drink that white stuff. And yes, you got to do it once a year.
But not upon it, we need to listen to our bodies too.
Absolutely.
Your body will tell you, honey. You know, it ain't nothing but gas. Girl, you better go get that check.
But
girl, you look good. You dropping all off around your neck. Your neck ain't fat and ugly no more.
But my face, though, let me just
your
throw
face dropping off. We can get your chin tucked.
Huh?
We get your chin tucked in where you can look like Joe Biden.
Oh my
Go
goodness,
on,
y'all.
Brandon.
Up next, y'all, we got the top 5 things that black people buy at the gas station. Up next on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.